Hey y'all, and happy Well Diva Wednesday. Anybody here? Today I am talking about emotional wellness. October is Emotional Wellness Month. Who knew? I just started noticing, posts on emotional wellness and found out that that's what's going on this month. We are promoting emotional wellness. Who's here? Say hello. We should always be promoting emotional wellness, to tell you the truth, but I'm just glad we are recognizing it this month. Hey, say I see. Hey, who's that? Hey, how you doing? Who is that? Is that Gina? Y'all not putting your name in. Can you put your name in? Hey, Tracy, how you doing? Is this Tracy that I was with in New Jersey? And who else? I see somebody else, but I don't. Hi, good day from down under. Oh, what time is it there? Hold on. I have clocks in my office, but I do not have Australia. So, what is it like? What is it like 3 p.m. tomorrow there or something? Yeah, hey Tracy, how you doing, girl? You back to normal, right? You no more boot, no more limp, you good. There's something on my glasses. I cannot get it off. I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with it today. 6 a.m. tomorrow. Woo, honey. Woo, goodness. That's wow. We are so far behind. I'm in California. It's 12 p.m. yesterday. So far behind. I just that the time difference just bugs me. I would much rather be on East Coast time zone. At least I'll be 3 hours closer to the rest of the world, right? So, y'all, I'm talking about emotional wellness. What does that mean when I say that? What do you think of? What does that mean to you? Put it in the comments for me. Emotional wellness. What do you think of when I say that? Are we delayed? We're delayed. I'll give y'all a minute to tell me what you think of when I say emotional wellness, or what do you know about it? No boot. You got hip pain? Oh Lord, child. Let's not talk about the hip pain. Do you have sciatica? I'm doing good. I started walking 3 miles a day. My plan is to walk 3 miles a day for the rest of the year. So I started that earlier. I think I started Sunday. So far, I've been doing good. Son Ray, is that your name, Son Ray? How am I feeling? Oh, you're saying you're answering my question. Emotional wellness, taking check of how you are feeling. Yeah, it's dealing with your emotions and actually paying them some attention. Like we talk about physical fitness all the time, right? Oh, Tracy. Okay. She's telling us why that hip is hurting. Tracy had I don't know what you had, but I know she was in a boot when I saw her. I think it was a car accident. So yeah, you leaning on one side. Oh Lord. Yeah, take care. Be careful with that. Yeah, you don't want to create another injury. So yeah, we talk about like I said, physical wellness, but we all have to take care of our emotions, y'all. And I don't know why this is something that's never talked about, like emotional wellness, stress free. Right, right. How you deal with stress. Because we're probably not gonna be totally stress free as long as we living in this world with people who are not take care of the emotions, right? But yeah, how you deal with stress and your coping skills, how you deal with things that can create major change in your life, or that could piss you off, you know, um, or even things that have happened in your past that you have buried and don't even realize that is still a problem for you until something that, like they say, triggers you, something reminds you, or you're faced with a similar situation and you react in a way that shows that you're not emotionally well concerning that, whatever that topic is. um you know I mentioned in a video that I did on Instagram last week, you- people who go off, pop off, like, road rage, and people going off on the job and, committing crimes, violent acts against other people. There's some emotional healing that needs to take place there, right? And there's just a lack of knowing how to manage your emotions. But even before it gets to that part, it can be as simple as dealing with how you respond to things you see on social media. A lot of times we spend a lot of time looking at things on social media. For me, I'm on there a lot because I'm doing my business, but I'm also looking at other people's stuff, and I'll hear people say, for Ferial. I'm sorry if I'm messing your name up. I'm sorry. I think we must talk about our emotions. It helps. Yes, yes. Yeah, we got to deal with our emotions, just like I said with our physical health. It's a thing that you can get sick in your emotions, and when we don't deal with that, then we have, blow ups, like I said, road rage and all this other stuff. But I was talking about like social media. I see people taking a break from social media when it really bothers some people. It really bothers them. They'll take a break. That is taking care of your emotional health. I talk a lot about cleansing your timeline. Just like when you see certain people that always want to post things that are negative, you can easily in your settings, you don't necessarily have to unfriend them if you don't want to, but you can certainly stop following them, and then you won't ever see their post again if you don't want to. Or you can unfollow them, whatever works for you. But in your social media timeline, if you're seeing, at one point I was seeing people posting fights. I don't see that anymore, but I guess it's because I unfollowed those people. So maybe people still do that. But I noticed Facebook, and I think Instagram too, they have this thing now where it says sensitive content. So the screen is covered, it's a black screen. And if you click on it, then you want to see the sensitive content. And it's probably somebody fighting. So fortunately, there's a way to filter that out, even, so you don't even have to see it at all. And then I hear people saying, some people they get stressed out by the things that they see on social media, like maybe someone's living a millionaire lifestyle, multimillionaire lifestyle, and maybe it depresses you because they're living the lifestyle that you want to live. So, you know turn off your phone, stop looking at all that stuff if it's really making you, if you see things that are making you envious, then the best thing is to just turn it off, stop looking at it. But also, other than watching how you do deal with social media, you can also practice mindfulness. Okay. Anxiety and depression come from focusing on things that are not about today. So anxiety is stressing about what's going to happen in the future. And how many of y'all know stressing and worrying about what happens in the future never helps, right? Because most of the time you're wrong. And then depression is from thinking about the past, worrying about the past. Maybe you're longing for something that's gone, a relative or a relationship or something you no longer have, or maybe you have regrets, but it's about, dwelling on the past. That's something you can't do anything about. So your emotional wellness is going to come from being mindful of where you are today and being grateful. That's like the best thing you can do for your emotions is practice gratitude. Okay. Any comments? What do you do for your emotional wellness? Those of you who are here, what do you do? Practice mindfulness, focus on what's here today, meditate. That's another thing you can do. Clear your mind. Take a break from the news because the news is all about, how can they get people hyped up, excited, and it's always negative, right? It's some good news, but a lot of people seem to thrive off the negativity of the news. So of course that's what they're going to show us. So what do? Turn that mess off. That's another way to help with your emotions. Also, read books. There's so many good books out. Like if you're really dealing with some emotions that you need to heal and correct, there's really no excuse. There's so much out there. Like you could definitely go to a therapist, but if that's just not something you're financially able to do or just really not willing to do, there are so many books you can read. Like there's really no excuse. Seriously, there are so many books, and I did a video on a few books. I have a couple books. One called The Emotion Code. Um, One is called Emotional Advantage, and somebody mentioned another one. I wish I had written it down. But really, go to Amazon, type in emotions or Barnes and Noble, books on emotions, emotional healing, emotional wellness. Plenty of books out there. So there's really no excuse. Okay. Hey, T. An attitude of gratitude, no comparison. I love the news and I'm able to take what I need and avoid the rest. See, you can do that. A lot of people can't. But if you know you can manage that, that's fine. But sometimes people will see things on the news, end up crying, end up having a nightmare, not sleeping. Like really, seriously, especially if it's something that's like really big, the news keeps promoting it over, showing it over and over. Some massacre or some shooting somewhere at a school, in a mall, or whatever, and then you find yourself scared to go places, when it affects you like that, just you need to turn it off. You really need to just turn it off. Attitude of gratitude. Absolutely. Get yourself a book and write down things that you're grateful for. Because if you're not grateful, you're focusing on what you don't have. You need to focus on what's good, what's going right, what you do have, because that'll change your attitude about a lot of things. Sometimes you can't change the situation, but you can change your attitude. And being grateful is a really quick way to do that. Also, you might want to meet some new people. Sometimes you're dealing with the same old toxic people. Not good for your emotions. If you got a circle of friends who, like to complain, that's one thing when we go on our trips. Sometimes I will say, like I remember one time we, it was not Mardi Gras, but we were in New Orleans and I gave out the Mardi Gras beads to everybody. And I said, if you hear anybody complaining, take their beads. So that was a lot of fun because it really helped to keep us mindful of what, things we were talking about and just making sure we stayed positive. What else can you do for your emotions? T, what do you do for your emotions? We're talking about emotional wellness. What's some things that you all do? Take a walk, exercise. Okay. You hear, exercise produces those happiness hormones. So definitely exercise is good for your emotions. T says, I love a good book. Girl, I was gonna say travel too. Uh, I love a good book. Travel is my stress buster and a way to maintain my emotional wellness. Absolutely. Because travel is going to help you to just reset. Okay. You can just get away from it all for a little bit and come back fresh and new. So, definitely, travel is definitely therapy. Hi, Denise. How you doing? I love a good drink. Good drink of what, honey? Who is that? And what's your name and what you drinking? Because that's not helping your emotions. And that's another thing I was going to mention. Like, when you don't have good coping skills, you go to drugs and alcohol. Some people try to just like shop, do a lot of shopping, doing all kind of stuff, spending money, having sex, crazy sex with who knows who, I don't know. But just doing all kind of stuff to drown out your emotions. Now that's not the way to do it. That's not healthy. That's not a healthy way to do it. So we're talking about healthy ways of dealing with your emotions. Okay, you say cocktails in moderation. Uh, okay, cocktails in moderation are fun, but I don't know if they really helping your emotions. Maybe helping you not think about it for a minute, but can we come up with you said might not work for everyone. Who is this? I kind of got a feeling I know who this is, but anyway. Um, let's see. Oh, and getting good sleep. Getting good sleep is a way to just make sure you're healthy overall. Not to say, go to sleep so you don't deal with your troubles. Not talking about that. But just, it's all part of being healthy. So if you're getting good rest, maybe do spray some lavender in the evening, no caffeine in the evening, no screen time in the evening. Those are things that can help you get good rest. So that will support your healthy emotions. Oh, Denise, that's a good one. Arts and crafts. Being creative definitely is good for you. Definitely. I like to bake. That's my thing. I love baking and cooking. Oh, I love it. It just like my mind is just in such a good place when I'm baking and when I'm cooking. So that's what works for me. I try to meditate. I do. I really try. I do a minute. But I like to do like the guided meditations. I can do those. You guys, there's so many free guided meditations on YouTube. If you ever, just want to try one. I like those that like go all night long. I'll put the little earbud in and just listen, and they go like for 8 hours. I love those. Those are wonderful. So those are more like a not a hypnosis, but more like they're saying affirmations. And it's just good brain food, just like really positive things going through your subconscious. Because that brain is always going, right? So you might as well make sure that it's focused on something healthy. Okay. Your emotions are not well if your brain is constantly going, on something negative. Then you need to do something about your emotions. They out there making so much noise. I keep looking. All right. Anyone else? Any more comments? Any more suggestions on what to do to be emotionally well? What can you do? And I mentioned therapists. Definitely. Like, if you've never seen a therapist, see a therapist. Because if you're full grown and you've never seen a therapist, You got some stuff that's just probably all locked up, bound up, and probably just you just a hot mess and don't even know it. Probably getting on everybody's nerves. So yeah, treat yourself to some therapy appointments, or at least get some good books and read them. I'm reading a really good one now. This is my second time reading it. It's called, I think it's called "I Am the Mountain," or is it "You Are the Mountain"? I think it's called "You Are the Mountain." Ooh, it's a good one. It's a really good one. No, is it called "The Mountain Is You"? Let me look this up. Yeah, it's called "The Mountain Is You" by Brianna Weiss. Oh, I can't find the screen. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's a good one. T, any good books on healing your emotions and any good self-help books? Anybody have any books to recommend? And then I'm gonna get off of here because I got to go get my lunch. Trying to think what's another one. I have this one book. It's called The Secret Language of Your Body. And I really like this. It's more like a reference book, and it's like whatever is bothering you, if you look it up in the book, it'll tell you what emotions are connected to that. Like it lists every ailment, and then it tells you what emotions, because your emotions, like if you don't get anger out and negative emotions out and they get trapped in your body, then it leads to some sort of illness, okay, or some sort of pain. And that's what that book talks about. It's really interesting. All right, ladies, I think I'm going to wrap it up. So, hopefully, there's something that I talked about today that you'll go and look into to help support your emotional wellness so that you don't go off on somebody on the job and get fired, or so that you don't get caught up in some road rage, or so you don't, make some of your family members stop talking to you, although they can piss you off and they make you want to stop talking to them, right? Oh, journaling and gardening. See that girl, yes. Okay, T says journaling and gardening. Yeah, do the things that you love, y'all. Don't just get up, go to work, come home, get up, go to work, come home. Just make sure you take time for yourself. This is your life to enjoy. It's not your life to pay bills. It's your life to enjoy. Like if all you're doing is paying bills, like what's the point? Like what is the point if all you're doing is getting up, going to work, come home, and you never have time to do the things that you love doing, you know? Journaling, gardening. Like I'm starting to try and use the first couple of hours in the morning to just do things that I want to do with my life, you know. So I've started getting up in the morning, go for my walk, just, making sure I have time to enjoy life. So do that for yourself. Even if it means you have to get up a little bit earlier, start your day off with something that brings you joy, whether it's dancing or like I love a good latte. So I'm going to make my latte every morning. Only time I don't make my latte is if I have to leave at like 5 or 3 a.m. going to catch a flight. Then I won't make my latte. I might get one when I get to the airport though. But I like to take my time and do that for myself every morning. Um, So yeah, make sure you're doing so, even if it's in the evening. But a lot of times we wait till the evening, we don't get stuff done, or maybe just save some time on the weekend. But like I'm saying that because she's saying gardening, and I'm thinking, dang, that's something that like it takes time. And I know people will say, "Oh, I wish I had time to garden." Make time to do those wonderful things that you like to do. 'Cause that's what life is all about. Okay. All right, ladies, I thank you for joining me, and I hope that you are taking care of your emotions. And if you haven't been, that you start making sure you do something to make sure you're emotionally well. Okay, walking around sad, pissed off all the time, it's going to shorten your life, period. It's just going to shorten your life, and you don't want that. Okay, we don't want that for you. All right, I love you. Take care of you. And I hope to see you on a trip. But in the meantime, I think I'll see you next week. Because I'm going somewhere, but I think let me look at the calendar. I think I'm here next week. Hold on. Yeah, I'll see you next Wednesday. All right, take care.